I'm joined by Jim Vance. He's a resident of Hoboken, New Jersey, and he's a member of a group called Bike Hudson County. There are several biking organizations in various towns throughout Hudson County. He happens to be a member of the one in Hoboken. It's kind of like an umbrella organization, I guess, under the umbrella of Bike Hudson County. We want to talk about something pertaining to the entire length of Boulevard East in the eastern part of the county overlooking the Hudson River. First of all, Mr. Vance, thanks for joining me on Hudson TV. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
So basically what we have here is Bike Hudson County, going back, I guess, about 4 years or so, back to around 2018, you want to have the development of a dedicated bike lane on Boulevard East, which was built like 125 years or so ago. Overlooks the Palisades. It's probably got the best views of Manhattan in the world. You want to have a bike lane dedicated along that strip of roadway, all the way from the north up to the Bergen County line, down to the Lincoln Tunnel area. So there's something that's called complete streets. I want you to explain what that means, first of all, and then we'll get into more specifics on what you're looking to do and where the process stands now.
Well, real quickly, before I go there, the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, which encompasses a variety of counties in the northeast part of New Jersey, came up with a plan, federally funded. The county road worked with them, came up with a plan to take JFK Boulevard East, which right now is a high-speed highway, and to calm it down using complete streets. And complete streets is the variety of engineering fixes you can put on to roads and streets to make the intersection such that it's easy for folks to cross. It narrows down the intersection feeds. You come down the street and the curves come out a little bit and make you slow down a bit, make you have lights, you have crosswalks, you have the timers tell you how many seconds you got left to cross. The roadway itself is narrowed, and the way they came up with this plan is they came up with on the east side, on the top of the Palisades toward the city, there's no roads that come in from there. So run a continuous cycle track, which is a two-way bicycle track, so that bicycles can operate both ways, north and south on this, and then have a barrier between those bicycles, and the parked cars are moved out toward the roadway, which give you a buffer. And then the roadways are brought down to 11-foot travel lanes. Right now, they're 18-foot travel lanes, and people treat them that way. If travel lane looks narrow, people drive slower. If it looks really wide, they drive really fast, which is what's happening there now. And then they have two travel lanes for automobiles, north and south, and then you have parking again on the other side.
Right. So the bike lane that we're talking about, normally when you think about bike lanes, you would have one heading with the flow of traffic on the same side of the road, and then the opposite side it would head in the same flow of traffic coming in the opposite direction. This would be together, north and south, on the eastern side of Boulevard East, basically the Hudson River side, going in both directions, but there's a buffer between the sidewalk. You would have the proposed bike lanes, then there would be kind of like a curb, then there would be the parking, then there would be the flow of traffic.
That's correct, and then parking on the west side.
Right. Now, it should be mentioned that in Hudson County, you've got about 600 miles worth of county roads, but there's only about 5 miles of bike lanes throughout the entire county. So with all of the people that love to cycle, love to skateboard, love to do all of those things, you're looking to have this bike lane installed on Boulevard East. But there's a catch. Even though Boulevard East is a county road, meaning it's maintained by the county, the municipalities have a say in this. And that's kind of where the snag has come in. Tell us what the county engineer informed your organization of about a month or so ago, the engineer being Tom Malavasi. He said that the mayors, we're talking North Bergen, Guttenberg, West New York, and Weehawken,
And Weehawken.
down to the Lincoln Tunnel, they told him something. What are their concerns, the mayor's concerns?
Well, basically, the county road, the design is done under the county's supervision, along with New Jersey or North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, came up with a plan, federally funded. The design has been pretty well put together. It goes to the mayors because we have land use planning in New Jersey is local and absolute full control. And the feds even say, we don't want to put something in that the local folks don't want. So they took this complete streets plan to the mayors, and the mayor said, we're going to lose parking. We don't want to lose any parking. In essence, they're saying people who have cars are more important than people who don't or aren't using them. Also, this is not just about bicycling and using your scooter. This is about transportation. People use their automobiles for transportation. Given the right of way, people will use their bicycles for transportation. Most trips are less than 3 miles. You get on your bike and go down to the grocery store, but people don't do it because they're terrified to get on this high-speed roadway. And then, so the politicians say, oh, nobody uses bicycles here. And of course they don't. Nobody used the GW Bridge before it was built. People didn't swim the river. There was no demand, except as soon as you built it, you had induced demand. So the number of bicycles are moderate right now to few. Boy, you build this thing and you will be amazed how many people won't be in their cars, will be using this for transportation. This is part of the transportation system.
So the mayor's concerns about quote unquote loss of parking basically comes in with, as you mentioned earlier, describing when you get to the street corners, there's the extension out a little bit from the sidewalk to, I guess, to be a buffer at the end of the parking spaces. You may be losing like 4 spots on the 4 corners of an intersection. You add all of those street corner intersections from the north to the south up, I don't know how many loss of parking spaces.
Well, you lose, let's say Weehawken, you lose
concern.
100 spaces. In Weehawken, you lose 100 spaces, but mayor's saying you lose 250. And the mayor's right to a certain degree. The problem is they're parked in the bus stops, they're parked in the crosswalks, they're parked every place that's illegal. When you get off the bus coming down the street, you step out into the roadway and have to squeeze yourself between cars to get any safety on the sidewalk, and then you got to get across the street, which is even more difficult. So
Okay, so
you're losing parking.
I'm sorry, you've basically come to a situation now where you have to appeal to the municipalities, to the mayors, to try to quote unquote, and I hope the mayors don't get mad at me for saying this, to try to educate them a little bit more to what the project actually is. They're saying they're going to lose 250 spaces. The organization is basically estimated it's more like 100. And you're saying because a lot of people are parking illegally where they shouldn't be, that's all factored in. We all know how difficult it is to park. So you've come up with the petition. The petition is on the website, which is bikehudsonco.org. You want the public that's interested in having this dedicated bike lane, you want them to appeal to their towns, to their mayors. Talk a little bit about that petition.
Well, first of all, we're out there. I went out there handing out flyers on Monday, and you've got a whole lot of people who say, I didn't know this. And I said, well, you're just comfortable crossing the street and the traffic's roaring by. And they say, hey, you got to slow down this street because we all use it. And so we have a petition. It's basically asking each city council and mayor to pass a resolution endorsing the complete streets design. If they pass a resolution, then we have backing from these cities, and the cities, and then the Tom Malavasi, who's the county engineer, says, oh, okay, we've got these mayors on board now, and we'll move forward. And it's all federal money. It doesn't cost anybody, any of these cities, the state, anybody a dime. I mean, it's money. It's not free money. We've already paid taxes, but nonetheless, it's now coming home.
So what do you think the likelihood is that you're going to have enough people signing these petitions for the mayors to take another look at this and say, man, you know, I agree with the plan? What do you think the odds are of that happening?
Well, it's difficult, but you know, life's difficult. And we have a situation where I think there's if we inform enough people and enough people, local people show up, me going to Weehawken saying you need bike lanes, they say, well, that's all really nice. But so what? You don't vote here, but we get enough people and we're doing a lot of education in these communities who see the benefit. There's some people say, gee, I lose parking space. All that matters is me using this right of way and the heck with everybody else. I just want to park my car and warehouse it here. But if there's enough other people, and there are an awful lot of people, many of them on lower end of the socioeconomic ladder that don't have cars and rely on bikes for transportation or wood. So I think if we're able to follow through with a good education process, which is what we're working on, there's reasonable odds of pulling this off.
Well, Mr. Vance, let me give out the website one more time for people if they want to sign the petition or learn more about this. They can go to bikehudson.co.org. Thank you for your time to explain this to us here on Hudson TV. Good luck with your efforts. And again, this is more than just putting in bike lanes. This will basically help with the traffic, reducing speed. People will be more aware of what's going on. You know, we have a lot of buses that go up and down on Boulevard East, not so many trucks, but a lot of cars, a lot of buses, and a lot of people, young, older, children, and you know, with their parents in baby carriages. So there's a lot that is involved with this. Good luck with your efforts. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And this is about streets for people. Thank you again.
Okay. Good luck. Thank you for your time once again.
Good day, sir.